Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Mallicoat. I'm a news anchor reporter for KTVU Fox 2 here in the San Francisco Bay Area. My guest is a restaurateur in the San Francisco Bay Area in the East Bay in Danville. He owns the Worth Group, once 7 restaurants strong, but COVID-19 has taken its toll. Only 2 remain right now, including a signature restaurant in Danville. It's called The Peasant and the Pear. Let's say hi to Rodney Worth. Rodney, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I know it's been a long 4 or 5 months. Before we jump into that, give our viewers an idea of kind of your journey into restaurantum, if that is such a word, and how it all came about.
Yeah, I've been in the restaurant business 17 years owning restaurants. I've worked in them before that. But yeah, I started off in a little deli in San Ramon, and it went successfully. It was very good. And then we opened the Peasant, the Pear in downtown Danville, and it took off. And I just had the opportunities to start opening other restaurants, and we were just growing over the 17 years, and it was really, really good.
And then COVID hit in March.
Yes.
Take
Yeah.
us on your journey since mid-March to the present day.
So we March 17th was pretty much our last inside dining day. It was St. Patrick's Day. We had 400 pounds of corned beef and cabbage, and then we knew something was coming, and then all of a sudden it hit that night. We tried to kind of blow out everything because we didn't want to get stuck with corned beef and cabbage. We didn't know how long it was going to be. We thought, initially we heard 2 or 3 weeks. A shutdown and shelter in place. We closed for a few days, and then I started planning a new menu that we could do to-goes with. And I opened about 3 days later with at my main restaurant, The Peasant and the Pear, with to-go like family styles for 4 or 6 people. Just trying to figure out, because we had to lay everybody off. It was just 4 employees we kept during that time. And then during that, we had some different locations that we had to shut down. Just, you couldn't do any pickup service or to-goes. They were just not the right locations to do that. And we never reopened 4 of them.
So you lose 4 restaurants in the process. How is your restaurant doing now? I know you've got a courtyard or something. You're able to serve outside now?
Yes, we're serving outside, and we're in suburbia, and we've got a nice patio, and we've got great weather right now. So we're able to do about half of the business, half of the sales. And in the restaurant business right now, sales don't mean profits, because the food cost has gone up considerably. So just because it's the sales, it's not the same, because like mozzarella cheese has doubled in price, beef is almost tripled in price, wow. Things like that. But we're lucky right now. We have great weather. It's been a little hot. We're going to have 100-degree weather this weekend, so it's not going to be as busy. And we think we can sustain for about another 6 weeks with the weather being like this before we see, any time changes, weather starts getting a little cooler, things like that.
Well, I was watching a business show, and the CEO of Open Table said that 1 in 4 restaurants across the country are likely going to shut down if they haven't already. Do you believe that to be true?
Yes, I probably say it's going to be higher than that. I just listened to a program this morning that said 89% of the restaurants in New York City have not paid full rent, and 27% have not paid any rent in the last 4 months. And then that was also saying that the landlords, 71% of the landlords have not given even a 1 cent break on anything.
How about your landlord? Any help?
We've had a little bit of help on some of the landlords, and some of the landlords have been great. And then some of the larger corporation landlords, they have not even mentioned anything, will not return really emails. Wow. So those are the ones we've had to shut down.
Isn't it in their best interest? I mean, an empty restaurant, at least they're getting something. It's not like you're going to get another tenant in there opening a restaurant anytime soon. You would think they'd be a little more flexible.
Yes, you would think. I don't understand that. I've never been a commercial. I know they're in a tough spot too, because they have to pay, And, some of them are working with loans and things too. So I just don't understand it. But if a new restaurateur restaurant comes in, they're going to have to do a lot of tenant improvements and free rent just to get somebody in. So yeah, it's odd.
How about the PPP loans? Did they help a little bit, kind of bridge the gap?
Yes, they definitely did help. We were able to bring back some more employees, and then just the panic mode of being closed, we were able to take a breath, redo our menus, figure out the food that we're going to be serving, and bring back all of our main employees. And that it was a godsend. But it's run out now, so
Right.
now it's crazy.
How many employees did you have at your height, and how many do you have now?
I had about 275 at the main when everything was booming, and then right now we have probably right around 20.
20.
Yeah.
And I know I worked in restaurants. You get close to these people, managers, bartenders, waiters, staff, cooks. It must break your heart when you got to let some of these people that have probably been working for you for a while go.
Yes, it's terrible. It's the part of the restaurant business, because I'm a worker. I'm a butcher. I'm a chef. I'm in the restaurant every morning with my people, and we're cooking lunch together, and we drink coffee in the morning, and we're together. I spend a lot of time here, and it's devastating, mentally, physically, everything. It's devastating.
Talk about the restaurant business. I mean, even in a perfect world, I mean, that profit margin's pretty slim to none, is it not?
Yes. In the old days, 20, 30 years ago, it used to look like 10%. But now restaurants are surviving on 2 or 3%. Since minimum wage has gone up over the last few years, and it's going to be continuing to go up, that's been the big devastation for restaurants. It's the minimum wage at the front of the house. It's the tipped employees. It's not the back of the house. They'll make more than minimum wage, but it's not having hosts and food runners and things like that, because it's so expensive when you add in all the payroll taxes, things like that. So I mean, people don't really realize how much rents are in the Bay Area. We're looking at $4 and $5 a square foot. So you look at a little cafe that's somewhere in a strip mall that's 2,000 square feet. They're paying $10,000 a month for a
Wow.
little place.
Yeah. I know an ice cream shop here in the city, frozen yogurt. They were paying 12 grand on Union Street.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot of yogurt you got to sell. You got
Uh,
to sell 500 a day to just make your nut.
Yeah. And I drove through San Francisco the other day, and I really feel bad for them because there's no outside dining. I mean, I have a huge courtyard, so I can sit a lot of people, but I was just driving through there going, it looked the devastation. There was nothing open, or 1 or 2 tables out there, and it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary what's going on.
It's a ghost town in the city. You talked a little bit, but tell us how you've adapted, at least at your one signature restaurant.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of takeout, and we were doing family meals, and we figured out the meals that will travel well. We had a New York steak on the menu. We took that off for a while, and we did like a braised short rib, something that could handle being driven around for 30 minutes or so. Chicken piccata. So we've and pastas that not like a long noodle, a short noodle. So we've really adapted this stuff that people can buy and take home, and 30, 40 minutes later are still going to be good. So we've done some research.
Once this passes, and we hope it's soon, there still may be obviously face coverings, that kind of thing, but capacity issues as well. I mean, if they knock you down to 50% or 25%, can you still make it? I guess maybe with the outdoor seating will remain, but that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how far we go with everything in the winter. If we're at 25% for the winter, we'll have to shut down. There's no way we can survive. We have a certain amount that we have to make every month to even just to break even. And if we can open up even 25% now, and have the outside, we can really start making progress, because we do have some older clientele and they do not want to sit out in the 100-degree weather, in the sun. You can only put so many umbrellas and heaters out there and things. So, and there's some people who just will not eat outside. So, and there's some people who don't want takeout. So it's been hard for us because we are fine dining, and people expect that of us.
How about the community outreach in the Danville area? What's that been like?
Oh, it's amazing. My customers are just amazing people. They've come and supported us. Right at the beginning, a lot of people came in and bought tons of gift cards. One person, $3,000 of the gift cards, said they're not going to use them for a year, so we could bring back some employees. It's pretty amazing what our customers do here.
And how about the city itself, Danville?
Danville's pretty awesome. They closed the streets, part of the street, and they've given everybody, we could do parklets outside. They've been very adapting with this, and the Chamber of Commerce, they've just been really willing to work with us, and they know they live in town and they eat at all the restaurants, and they've been great.
Yeah. Are you hopeful, Rodney?
I'm hopeful for about another 4 or 6 weeks, I think. But after that, don't know what I'm going to do.
Really?
That's about how long I think I have left.
I mean, if we're still in this mess with no seating inside, and if they start the weather gets bad, what would you have to shut down your last 2 restaurants?
Yes. Yeah, we would have to, because I mean, we're just going into debt farther and farther every month right now. And landlords are looking for their money, and we don't really know what to do. We thought it would be over by now. When all the restaurant people were talking, we thought it would, a month or 2, but now we're into 5 months now, and it's devastating. And this is the summer. This is part when we do most of our business.
I know. Well, if there's people out there, and I imagine there are, that want to help or at least get in contact or order some food and get some gift cards, how do they do it?
Yeah. So they can go to my website, www.rodneyworth.com, and it has both of our restaurants on there. And you can order online through Toast online ordering. And we have people that could bring it out to your car. They wear masks and gloves, and they could put it in your car, or you could come in and get it. We're very responsible about this. We have a fogger system that sanitizes all the tables in the restaurant every night. We all wear gloves. We're very serious about all allergies, pandemic, anything that we do. We're very serious about this.
And what are some of your signature dishes?
So our main dish is a lamb shank at the Peasant the Pear, and it's one best dish from Diablo magazine. We do a great pork chop that is brined for 3 days. It's a double cut Duroc pork. We do great steaks and great seafood, and we have a ton of appetizers. We make our own cheese, artichokes, things like that.
All right, you have me with lamb shank. All right, hey Rodney,
you got to come in and get it. Yeah,
I will. I'm an East Bay guy. And I do need to come in and knock on your door. Well, we wish you all the best, Rodney. Hang in there, and I hope, as they say, these things shall pass, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You betcha. He's Rodney Worth. I'm Frank Mallicoat.